Relieve back pain, 3 hacks for breastfeeding moms. Hi, welcome to our Ed Talks, little snippets of education to help you heal and feel empowered. I'm Justine Calderwood, pelvic floor physical therapist and certified birth healing practitioner. Today, I want to give you moms that are breastfeeding and are experiencing pain really into your mid-back, maybe into your lower back, but we're really going to address into the mid-back. 3 ways that you can relieve pain so that you can feel better and take care of your babies a little bit easier. Hack number 1, I'm going to have you use a small inflatable ball like this. So you might already have something like that at home in the play box, or I bet you can find one at a sporting goods store or maybe even Walmart. If you happen to be a patient of ours here at the Healing Spot Physical Therapy, you will already have one of these. What you're going to do with the ball is actually release into the front of your shoulders, into the pec muscles, kind of close to the breast tissue. So one misconception, a lot of people think if they have pain in the back, maybe they should do some back stretches and kind of go right to the area where they're feeling pain, thinking that that's what needs to improve in order to relieve the pain. But I'm going to encourage you to look at yourself a little bit different. Think about all the time that you're spending breastfeeding, holding baby, doing a lot of things in front of you and kind of hunching over possibly. So what we want to actually do is relieve some of the tension into the front side so that your back muscles aren't having to work so much. So a lot of these hacks I'm going to give you today focus in on trying to work your body in that way and relieve pain in that way. So hack number 1 with the small ball. What you're going to do, you can do this on the floor. You're going to come down onto the floor and you're going to place the ball in front of your shoulder, okay? And you're going to lie down so that the ball is underneath your pec muscles. So basically the front of your shoulder. And you're going to start with your hand palm down. And I will say that I have my head up just because I want to be able to talk to you. But ideally, you would want to have your head down like this so that you're not straining your neck. Then what you can do is you can work on bringing the arm up almost in a snow angel position. And you can release your muscles in a couple different ways. One, I would suggest placing the ball here, keeping your arm kind of low so that we're getting into the pec muscles a little lower. And then maybe come up to a mid position so the arm is straight out away from you. Spend a little bit of time there, allowing your body to drape over the ball and soften, and then bring the arm up overhead so that you're getting into different angles of the pec muscles. Okay, so this can be done on the floor, face down. You could alternatively do it up against a wall. So you could stand against the wall and allow yourself to press into the wall, or even a door frame, so that way you have a little bit of space in front of you, and that can help to relieve some of your pain. Okay, mom hack number 2 is using a foam roller or a rolled up towel, and you're going to do a stretch for the front of your shoulders. So a couple different things here. The foam roller, I would say it's going to be a lot denser, so they are not quite as forgiving as a towel is, and it's also higher, so you can see that. So if you have a foam roller at home, it may work out really well, but I want to also talk to you about using a towel, because I find sometimes people do a lot better with the towel because they can change how big that towel is. You could put 2 together if you want, just like a bath towel, and you just roll it up. But it's more forgiving for your spine. So if you're having a lot of discomfort along your spine, then I would suggest use the towel instead. I'm going to show you on the towel. Basically what I'm going to do here is roll this up. I'm going to place it down onto the floor, or I have a mat here. And what you can do is sit on the end of the towel, and then you can lie back, so that towel is going to be right along my spine. And you can see how I don't have my head supported, because I want to give my body a chance to open up the front of my neck as well as the front of my shoulders. So from here, I'm just resting on the towel. My knees can stay bent, but you get to decide if you want to go ahead and straighten out those legs. That's okay, but you're going to feel a lot more supported and stable if you keep the knees bent. From there, I can just bring my hands here, palms up this time, and I'm going to allow my chest and shoulders to open from the front. From here, you can start maybe in a low position, palms up. So this isn't going to be as much of a stretch, okay? I could come up, spend a little time here at this mid position, or I could even come up overhead. I'm running into the wall, but at home, of course, space yourself better. But I can come up into that like a Y position. So with this, I would play around with it and spend some time, maybe 3 to 5 minutes in each position at a time in order to really let your body release. So with the foam roller, it's going to look very similar. So from here, I would make sure that you're resting down onto the bottom there. And then you can see now that I'm up a lot higher. So as I bring my head off, I'm really going to feel that opening here, and that might be a little too much. So you might want to grab a pillow. But you can see here that it's going to cause me a lot more opening and stretching into the front of my shoulders. Okay, so that gives you a couple different ways to play around with. So if you need a little less stretch, then I would definitely use the towel. The third mom hack I have for you for relieving back pain is going to be something called thread the needle. So with this, you can start with yourself in a hands and knees position. And the reason we want to try to do some thread the needle and rotation is because the rib cage attaches up into the back, the mid back. And a lot of times during pregnancy and postpartum, a lot of moms are very tight into this area and they lack a lot of that rotation, and that can cause some strain into the back where the muscles and the bones attach. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is start in a hands and knees position, and I'm going to be working mostly on my right side as I demonstrate this. So with this, I'm going to take the back of my hand, back of my right hand, I'm going to put it down onto the mat, and then I'm going to slide it to the left. Okay, and I'm going to thread, basically like I'm trying to thread the needle underneath that left arm, and I'm going to use my left arm for support. So as I do that, I can rest down onto my right shoulder, and then I can push a little bit through my left arm. So I'm going to show you this from the front position so you can kind of see this. So here I am. I'm going to thread through, and you can see how I can push down through my left hand, and I'm trying to open up into the mid part of my back. Okay, so you can spend maybe 2 or 3 breaths here. And then what I would suggest is rotate looking towards the right and doing some rotation. So you get to decide what this looks like for you. Maybe you spend a few breaths here and then you do 1 rotation, okay? Or it can be done more of a mobility type exercise. So you could go through 1 breath and then breathe up. And as you come back through, you're exhaling. So you could do it a little bit quicker. So find what feels good for you. It's okay to spend a little bit of time, but the idea is don't force anything, don't cause yourself pain, but try to go to that end range and see if you can soften and allow the body to go a little bit more into that. So give these mom hacks a try, and if you have persistent pain into your back, or if you want a little more guidance from our expert team, please reach out to us here at the Healing Spot. You can head to our website, healingspotpt.com, and pick whatever option works out the best for you, and talk to a member of our team. Get all of your questions answered, and request a discovery session so you can sit down with one of our physical therapists and talk about your particular concerns. Thanks for watching this Ed Talk. I'll see you on the next one.